Before 70, comfort can quietly become a risk. Shoes that once felt reliable may begin to work against balance, posture, and confidence. The danger isn't obvious, and that's what makes it powerful, because trust often lingers long after safety has changed. Before 70, comfort can quietly become a risk. Shoes that once felt reliable may begin to work against balance, posture, and confidence. The danger isn't obvious, and that is what makes it powerful, because trust often lingers long after safety has changed. For most of life, comfort feels like wisdom. Shoes that mold to the foot, that soften with time, that require no thought to slip on, become companions rather than objects. They feel earned, they feel familiar, they feel safe. And because they have carried us through thousands of ordinary days without incident, we stop questioning them altogether. Comfort becomes shorthand for reliability. What changes with age is not the shoe itself, but the body wearing it. The feet flatten slightly. Ankles grow less forgiving. Reaction time stretches just enough to matter. Muscles that once corrected a small misstep without thought now pause for a fraction of a second before responding. That pause is rarely noticed. Most days feel the same as ever. This is how risk enters quietly, not through recklessness, but through continuity. A shoe that once protected the foot begins to offer less structure. The sole thins, the grip smooths, the heel tilts inward or outward just enough to shift balance. Indoors, where floors are hard and unforgiving, these changes matter more than we expect, yet the mind resists the idea that comfort could become a problem. After all, discomfort has long been framed as the enemy. We avoid stiff shoes, tight shoes, unfamiliar shoes. We seek softness, flexibility, ease. These instincts served us well for decades, but aging changes the equation. The body no longer compensates the way it once did. What felt supportive at 50 may feel neutral at 65 and subtly destabilizing at 70. The shift is gradual, which is why it goes unnoticed. This chapter is not about fear. It is about honesty, about acknowledging that the body evolves even when our preferences do not. Comfort is not wrong, but comfort without support can quietly undermine confidence. Recognizing this truth is not an admission of weakness. It is a sign of wisdom. Because wisdom is not about holding on to what once worked, it is about adjusting gently when circumstances change. That awareness opens the door to seeing our shoes not as trusted relics of the past, but as tools that must still serve the present. Shoes worn inside the home are rarely chosen with intention. They become part of routine. Slippers by the bed, old sneakers by the door, sandals kept for convenience. They are worn because they are there, not because they are evaluated. Over time, footwear fades into the background of daily life. We step into shoes the way we turn on lights or open doors without thought. Familiarity replaces assessment. The body remembers how to move in them, even as the shoes themselves quietly change. House shoes, in particular, earn deep trust. They are associated with rest, safety, and ease. We wear them when tired, when distracted, when moving slowly. They feel harmless because they are tied to the private rhythms of home. But these are the very moments when stability matters most. Shoes that slip easily on also slip easily off. Loose heels allow the foot to slide forward. Soft soles bend instead of stabilizing. Thin bottoms offer little protection from hard floors. Over time, these traits increase the effort required to stay balanced. The body compensates silently. Steps become shorter, turns become slower. The foot lifts higher than necessary to avoid catching the edge. None of this feels alarming. It feels like adaptation. Adaptation is often mistaken for safety. Worn shoes also send misleading signals. Because they feel comfortable, we assume they are still supportive. But comfort and support are not the same. A chair can feel comfortable while offering no back support. A mattress can feel soft while failing to align the spine. Shoes follow the same logic. The danger lies in how rarely we reassess what we wear at home. Outdoor shoes are replaced when they wear out. Indoor shoes linger. They are not seen by others. They do not need to look good. They only need to feel familiar. This chapter invites a pause, a moment of noticing, not judgment, not urgency, just awareness. Awareness restores choice. When we notice what we wear, we regain the ability to decide whether it still serves us. That decision preserves dignity. It reminds us that even small details shape how safely and confidently we move through the world. Balance is not something we think about until it falters. For most of life, it operates quietly in the background, correcting missteps automatically. The body shifts weight, adjusts posture, and steadies itself without instruction. As we age, balance remains, but it becomes more deliberate. The corrections still happen, but they take longer. That delay is subtle, yet meaningful. Footwear plays a larger role in this process than many realize. Shoes are the interface between the body and the floor. They determine how force is absorbed, how weight is distributed, and how quickly the foot can respond to uneven surfaces. Inside the home, floors are often smooth and unforgiving. Tile, hardwood, laminate these surfaces offer little traction on their own. Shoes must provide it. When soles wear smooth, grip decreases. When shoes bend too easily, stability weakens. When heels collapse, alignment shifts. Each of these changes increases the work required to stay upright. The body responds by becoming cautious. Steps slow. Movements become calculated. Confidence shrinks slightly. These changes are often blamed on age. Rarely are shoes considered part of the equation. Falls do not usually begin with dramatic trips. They begin with small disruptions, a foot that slides instead of grips, a heel that doesn't catch the floor when expected, a moment of imbalance that arrives too quickly to correct. Shoes that once felt forgiving can amplify these moments. This chapter is not about blaming footwear for every stumble. It is about recognizing that shoes are active participants in movement, not passive accessories. When footwear aligns with the body's current needs, movement feels natural. When it does not, the body compensates in ways that increase fatigue and reduce confidence. Supporting balance is not about perfection, it is about reducing unnecessary challenges. Shoes that offer structure, grip, and stability remove one variable from the equation, allowing the body to focus on moving rather than correcting. That quiet support preserves ease, and ease preserves independence. Not all comfortable shoes pose the same risk, but certain types deserve a second look, especially those commonly worn at home. Slippers with soft, unstructured soles allow the foot to collapse inward. Backless shoes require the toes to grip constantly to keep them on. Worn sneakers lose their cushioning and traction. Flip-flops offer no lateral support. House sandals often have slick bottoms designed more for convenience than safety. These shoes feel harmless because they are familiar. They have never caused a problem before. But time changes how they interact with the body. What matters is not whether a shoe feels comfortable when standing still, but how it behaves during movement. Does it stay secure? Does it grip the floor? Does it support the arch and heel? This chapter is not about throwing everything away. It is about noticing patterns. Shoes worn daily indoors have the greatest influence on safety. Small changes here have outsized effects. Replacing one pair does more than improve stability, it restores confidence. When the feet feel secure, the body moves more freely. Fear recedes. Movement becomes less deliberate and more natural. Letting go of old shoes can feel emotional. They carry memory. They represent continuity. But replacing them is not about loss. It is about honoring the life still being lived. Comfort does not have to be sacrificed. It can be redefined. There are shoes designed to offer softness and support together. Shoes that feel kind to the foot while protecting balance. Choosing them is not indulgence. It is stewardship. Stewardship of the body. Stewardship of independence. Walking forward with confidence begins at ground level. When the feet are supported, the rest of the body follows. Change does not need to be dramatic to be meaningful. Often the most powerful changes are the quiet ones, those that remove risk without drawing attention to themselves. Swapping out certain shoes at home is not a declaration, it is a decision, a calm acknowledgement that comfort should support the present, not cling to the past. Dignity lives in such decisions, in choosing what allows life to continue with ease. In adjusting without fear. Shoes are small objects, but they shape every step. When they align with the body's current needs, they become allies again. That alignment preserves confidence, balance, and peace of mind. And those are worth protecting before 70 and well beyond.